Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Suburban Proletarian. This is going to be a short follow-up to a long-term review that I did about a year ago of Zodiac's Super Sea Wolf 68 Saturation. This is a reissue of an iconic dive watch that Zodiac made back in the 1960s, and I have for a very long time, for decades I've been a Zodiac fan, and for a very long time I have lusted after the original version of this watch. And when Zodiac reissued it a few years ago, I could not wait to get my hands on one, and so I did. And when I did my original review, I'd had the watch about a year at that point in time. That was a little more than a year ago now, so I've had the watch a little bit more than 2 years. And unfortunately, today I discovered that it is broken. I don't know if it's properly broken, but it's definitely not working the way it's supposed to. I can set the time backwards, but I can't set the time forwards. And we'll go over to the tabletop and take a quick look at it so you can see what's going on there. But I just thought I'd make you aware of it, since I did pretty much spend most of my time singing the praises of and extolling the virtues of this watch in the last review. Zodiac does offer a 2-year international warranty, but as I just pointed out, it's slightly out of warranty. So I'm going to end up having to probably take it up to my watchmaker and get him to take a look at it. I have a feeling something's just not resetting the way it's supposed to. I don't necessarily think something's broken in here, but the Zodiac Super Sea Wolf 68, as well as most of Zodiac's other automatic watches, features their STP 111 movement. Now, that's made by STP, a Swiss movement manufacturer, which is also owned by the Fossil Group. Zodiac is owned by Fossil Group. STP is owned by Fossil Group. When Zodiac first started reissuing watches with automatic movements in them, they were using a Chinese clone movement of ETA's 2824-2 movement, which is probably the most widely used Swiss movement, automatic Swiss movement out there today. Then just a few years ago, they set up STP, which is a Swiss manufacturer in, I think it's in southern Switzerland. It's down in the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland. And they are assembling and finishing the movements there. And I believe that they're assembling and finishing the movements out of Chinese components from those earlier 2824-2 clones. Now, I've read some reviews of the STP 111, which indicate that it's actually in some ways better than the ETA 2824-2. Better springs, an additional jewel in the movement, an overall better level of fit and finish is what I've been told, but I've never had an ETA 2824-2 break or stop working properly a little over 2 years after I owned whatever watch it was in. So I'm not particularly happy with this right now. Now, I have not yet contacted Zodiac. Maybe they will offer to take a look at the watch, but I have a feeling this is going to be an out-of-pocket expense. And I just wanted you all to be aware of it. If you watched my earlier video where I talked about how durable these watches are, I'm not so sure anymore. Anyway, let's go over to the tabletop and take a look at what the watch is doing, just so that you can see it firsthand. All right, everyone, so here is my Zodiac Super Sea Wolf 68. I've got the crown unscrewed already. If I pull the stem out to its second position, you can see that the hacking is engaged. The second hand has stopped. If I turn the crown in a clockwise direction, the time will set backwards just fine. But if I turn it in an anti-clockwise direction, the time will set forward only to a certain point, and then it feels as though there's some sort of ratcheting going on there, and it just won't set forward any further. So, and this basically happens no matter what position the hands are in. It'll set forward just a little bit, and then it disengages. So there's definitely something going on in there. and that is going to require the services of my watchmaker. I have yet to contact Zodiac about this, but I doubt, because it is outside of the warranty period, I very sincerely doubt that Zodiac is going to offer to do anything about it. And that's really unfortunate when you're talking about a watch with a suggested retail price of around $1,400. The fact that I've worn this watch off and on over the last 2 years, but I've probably only set it maybe a dozen times, maybe 24 times, and the setting mechanism is already not working. I don't think that's acceptable, but I don't know that I have any recourse. So I just wanted to let you all know about this problem that I'm experiencing in case you were thinking about purchasing one of these. I'm still very pleased otherwise with the watch. I think it's a beautiful watch, and I think it represents a really great value when you compare it with something like an Omega Seamaster or a Rolex Submariner, but this is something to take into consideration. So anyway, let's go back over to bookshelves and wrap this up. So once again, I have not contacted Zodiac to see if they're willing to address this situation or not. I have a feeling they probably won't, since it is out of warranty. Hopefully it won't be an incredibly expensive repair. I will certainly let you know if anyone expresses interest in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber and you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing. Like, share, tell your friends. All of those things go a long way to help me out. And when I post an update on this watch or any other watch, I hope to see each of you here then. Later, guys.